All right, everyone. Let me just say this up front before we get into this. Something huge is brewing for XRP, and hardly is anyone's ready for it. We're not talking about wishful thinking or wild speculation. I'm talking about real signals, real data, and a chart setup that's flashing exactly what it did before XRP made its biggest moves in history. And get this, if everything aligns like it's shaping up to right now, we could be staring down that tunnel at a $20 to $27 breakout. Not next year, not next cycle, within these next couple of months. The clock's ticking. And if you're holding XRP or even just watching from the sidelines, what happens next could change everything. I'm diving deep into the price action, the key catalyst, and the timing window nobody's talking about. Let's break it all down, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why XRP's final countdown might have already begun. Bitcoin coming in at $107,203. It's currently up 1.66%, and you love to see it. Ethereum right behind it, coming in at 2,537. It's currently up 1.39%. XRP holding down at number 4 spot. We were just at $2.06 the other day. We are back up to $2.26. It is leading the charge out of the top 5, up 2.37%. Total cryptocurrency market cap 3.31 trillion, almost back to where we were the other week at 3.33 trillion. Not too shabby. Now, folks, remember, June 17th, we have a major deadline coming up. And look, if you are listening to this video, this is on the new channel. If you paid attention to the actual name of the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. It takes you 2 seconds. It's free. We're trying to rebuild this one up after the nasty events that occurred to the OG channel. We have over 10,000 people tuning in just the other day, but we only got a little over 1,000 subs. Hit that subscription button. Now, the Martini guy put this out, and this is pretty big, and this is going to play into something funny. Listen to this. BlackRock just purchased over 500 million worth of Ethereum in the past 10 days. Why is this? Everyone thought ETH was dead. Well, guess what? I've been telling you ETH is not dead. It's going to 8 to 12,000. We told you that the bottom was around 1,500 on ETH. BlackRock is positioning themselves because they are getting ready for that spot ETF approval. They are expecting inflows from institution and retail investors once it's live. Just like BlackRock accumulated Bitcoin before the ETF boom, they know the alpha lies in buying before the crowd. Remember, BlackRock doesn't chase the market. They position ahead of it. This 500 million ETH is a bet on explosive ETF driven demand. The same ETF driven demand we'll see on XRP when that is approved. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, ETH is becoming the internet settlement layer. Ethereum's it's evolving into the base layer for tokenized real-world assets, stablecoins, and smart contracts. With JP Morgan, Citibanks, and major build banks already building on Ethereum, BlackRock's move signals confidence in Ethereum as critical financial infrastructure. So this isn't a bet on a coin. No, this is a bet on a digital economy's foundation. Ethereum supply is deflationary post-merge thanks to the amendment EEP 1559, the burning of gas fees. BlackRock knows the more usage, the less Ethereum available, which sets you up for a price squeeze incoming. Holding ETH now, it's like holding oil in the digital economy with ever expanding pipelines. It's not just scarce, folks, it is vanishing with every transaction. I've always stated one thing, and I will continue to always state this one thing: follow the money. There is a reason BlackRock is buying all the Ethereum they possibly could. Then we get this. Van Eck is complaining about there because the SEC is showing favoritism in the ETF market. And Bill's like, that's weird. I don't recall you complaining SEC favoritism when Ripple was sued over XRP sales and Ethereum received a free pass. I mean, that's a mic drop moment. He is 100% correct here. 100% correct. Well, I didn't see Van Eck complaining back then. Now, did you? No, of course not. No one complained when Ripple got sued over the sales of XRP. They were actually on the sidelines cheering it on. Crypto Insight put this out. XRP dominance RSI and statistic RSI are curling up. Our first weekly bullish engulfing candle since our swing highs. If we can hold this dominance for a further 5 hours and 40 minutes, that means it's go time. If this happens, or if you see these two lines down here cross over, folks, bada bing, bada boom, this thing is going to rip to the upside. No pun intended. Ecart Crypto put this out. 3 hammers, 3 rockets. What comes next? A breakout or a lower low? He says, I am in the camp that XRP is about to break out by mid-June. Well, mid-June's about a week away, with the move extending into August or September. That is a massive move. That is a 3-month move on XRP, marking the final phase of this bull run. So he's calling for the bull run to be over in September. I'm waiting on to see if we're going to get rate cuts. If we get rate cuts, we are pushing all the way out until September. But here you go. He's calling for a $20 to $27 XRP, which is very, very interesting here. How can we get there? Let's talk about this. Well, June 17th, we have a final ruling catalyst. The SEC's case, SEC versus Ripple case, I should say, is in its final stages. The June 17th review deadline could trigger a full dismissal or settlement, which removes the final regulatory overhang. The moment this ruling hits, institutional sideline dries up, volume will flood in, and the ETF's doors wide open, or swing wide open, excuse me. The markets don't wait for confirmations. Remember that. They front run. The markets aren't going to wait for this thing to be over. They will front run it. XRP ETF approval setup post ruling green light. XRP is already part of the NASDAQ Crypto Settlement Index and now stands out as the only altcoin with partial legal clarity in the US. Spot ETF approvals historically bring 5 to 10x inflows. If you don't believe it, look up Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP isn't waiting to catch the ETF wave. It is the next wave. And that would bring us into a liquidity shock. Circulating supply crunch. 75% of XRP is already held by long-term holders and locked up in escrows or exchanges with limited liquidity. If demand spikes suddenly, the float dries up and the price doesn't walk, it teleports. What we saw happen to GameStop when supply thinned out, now imagine that with institutional liquidity and cross-border relevance. Then we talk about global on-demand liquidity here as adoption is exploding. SBI, Trangelo, RippleNet, partners across Asia, MENA, and LATAM are scaling on-demand liquidity corridors using XRP as the bridge asset. Real-world utility plus regulatory clarity equals volume surge. So while others chase narratives, XRP is quietly solving a $1 trillion pain point in FX. And then that's going to all equate to massive retail FOMO because that hasn't even started yet. Most retail investors, they're not into XRP yet due to suppression. But when they see XRP up 3 to 5x, the FOMO cycle activates. Retail typically pushes coins from $5 to $25 once the momentum sets in. Retail mania doesn't push you into the rocket, it ignites the boosters. So why does it all matters? Well, whale and insiders, they're accumulating XRP. Wallets with 10 million plus XRP are at all-time highs. This isn't guesswork anymore. This is all about positioning. The smart money sees something coming. You don't chase price, folks. You follow footprints. And smart money is circling XRP like it knows a secret. And history shows when XRP moves violently, when it breaks out, 2017, we went from 0.006 to $3.84 in 21 days. Impact $2 to $27 is only a 10x move. We've already seen XRP do a 600x move in the past. Don't let small numbers blind you. XRP's DNA is built for super cycles, and that's exactly what we are about to see. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the new channel. I'll catch everyone on the next one.